One of my biggest pet peeves has always been people who take things personally when you're talking to someone and they sort of twist your words around to make it seem like you're out to get them. My mother would have this habit of doing this, and she doesn't really do it as much anymore, but as a kid it was really difficult for me to try to choose the right words in order to appeal to her and also get out what I'm trying to say. I became very frustrated by this, even though part of me understood that she wasn't doing it on purpose, but I still couldn't quite understand why it would happen so much. Until I almost did it to my sister the other day. And I noticed in that moment that the sort of anger I was feeling was rooted from insecurity, which confirmed my suspicions that the problem was, in fact, insecurity. And I really took a moment to stop and be like, whoa, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that to my sister because I don't want to put her through similar experiences that I have had to go through. And so I realized it's really important for me to work on my own insecurities, not just for myself, but for the people around me. Another good example of this would be insecurity in relationships, which I have also experienced. Having insecurity in a relationship could lead to all sorts of unfortunate things, including jealousy or mistrust or miscommunication. And take the advice from me, if you ever see an insecure man, go far away. Don't don't even don't even. Insecurity can again really warp your thoughts and your perception of things that are happening around you. And so it honestly just creates a lot of more problems in relationships that don't need to be there. And when you're deep inside that insecure feeling, it's honestly really hard for you to realize how actually self focused you are. And so there's plenty of moments when I feel like I've been talking to other people and notice them being insecure, and I just have to say, like, it's not always about you. Well, there might be problems in the relationship, but that's not always your fault. You have to look at it at a broader perspective. And I do understand how it feels. I also get insecure myself, like the situation I was having with my sister. I thought she was choosing to do something because she doesn't want to hang out with me, or she doesn't like to hang out with me or talk to me. And so I almost said that to her, like, oh, you're just doing that because you don't like to hang out with me. But that wouldn't really feel nice or fair to her to accuse her of that when I don't know if that's the truth. Typically, our minds want to believe that there is this existing problem based on a root thought that we have about ourselves and basing it on evidence that we see out in the world, but usually those things aren't really as connected as we think they are. And this is a little trick that I learned from therapy actually. So, the root thought that I have about myself is that no one likes me. And even if that isn't true, that's something I believe subconsciously. So, if I'm having conversations with people where they seem distracted, they yawn, they like take a deep breath, like a sigh, something like that, the small things, my brain will pick up on it and think, like, oh, they're tired of talking to me. They don't want to talk to me. They don't like hanging out with me. And so, because of noticing that thought and also noticing the external factors that my brain has accounted into that, I realize that I am probably perceiving the situation wrong. Those external factors of someone getting distracted or someone yawning could completely not related to me at all. But because my brain is so focused on finding that evidence for that belief that I have about myself, it will sort of warp the situation that I'm perceiving. My insecurity could be affecting other people too, because if I have this belief that no one likes me, it's more likely that I will isolate myself more. I'll distance myself from people. And not only am I taking away my own chance at getting to know and connect with people, but I'm also taking that chance away from other people who might be interested in actually getting to know me and connecting with me. So it's really just a system built in our heads, but we can beat it. So here's what we're going to do, friend. We are going to surround ourselves with people who are confident, not people who are insecure. And we are also going to manage our own insecurities. And so, how do we do that? I have a little trick that I've been working on recently, and it's sort of the thing that I was just talking about, the stuff that I learned from therapy. It's sort of like turning that around. So instead of looking for evidence that does prove that people don't like me, I'm trying to do the opposite. So I'm trying to look for evidence that proves that people do like me. And so if a friend or family member does something nice to me, nice for me, then I'll I'll keep note of that and be like, "Oh yeah, they do like me. They do love me." Or I'll try to notice more like positive body language cues. Like if I'm talking to someone and they smile at me, then I'll be like, "Oh, they like me." And it feels really weird at first. It feels like I'm being a little delusional, but I do think having a bit of delusion is better than trying to put yourself down in a negative way. I'm trying hard to give myself affirmations too, like telling myself there is people out there who like you. Trying to make myself more confident. And I really do believe that it does take that spoken word out loud in order for you to actually believe it and then for it to become true as well. I found out something recently of a great grandma of mine, whom also passed away recently, but I found out through stories that my aunt was telling me that she was a really confident person, and she would even speak that out loud of like how she liked the way that she looked, or something that she would say is like, "I'm kind of a big deal." Let me tell you right now, my great grandma was that girl. In my eyes, at least, but probably to a lot of my family members. That was like the type of person that you'd want to be when you grow older. She traveled 50 countries. She hiked mountains at the age where she was becoming a grandma, so already quite a bit older. And even through the last decade of her life, being 80 years old, she still was a pretty active person. I still have memories of her trying to pick up my 8-year-old cousin. And so after hearing these stories from other family members of mine, where there were moments when she would sort of verbally talk about her achievements and be confident and proud and be confident in herself, made me realize that yes, my great grandma was a special person, but I think what really got her to be so monumental in her career and do so many things in her life, I think a big part of that was just because she believed in herself so much and she carried so much confidence with herself. I want to be like her so much. I want to do so many things and not be held back because of my own insecurity. I feel like being insecure is just so stupid. Like, I'm not calling you stupid if you're insecure, but the idea of it is just so dumb when you realize, like, I just it's so strange to me to think that I'm like insecure about the way I look, or I'm insecure about my personality for some reason, because I feel like I'm just afraid of being too awkward around people or seeming to be uninteresting to people. Like, that's just so terrible for me to hate on myself so much, and also to need so much external validation. Honestly, that has been a big thing for me all throughout my life. So, and that's why I would try so hard to like find the right words to say to my mom so that she wouldn't be mad at me. She would, I'd say the right thing, but the thing is there was never a right thing to say. I couldn't figure out how to really please people, and then I realized that how you do that is actually just to be yourself. Because when you are confident in yourself, when you are just behaving as yourself, I think for one, people feel more comfortable around you if they see you being genuine, but also people take you seriously because you take yourself seriously. Another big step that it takes in order to feel more secure within yourself is just being okay with the fact that some people won't like you for who you are. As much as it's true that there are people out there who will like and vibe with your personality, there's also going to be the opposite. But you shouldn't let that affect you internally because it's all redirection. Rejection is redirection. Just because it doesn't work with one person, it at least tells you to look another way. Try it with someone else instead. The more that you don't let these external factors affect you, the more that you'll be able to actually just feel comfortable in your own skin. For my lovely people out there who are perfectionists, you also will have to accept that you yourself can't be perfect. And flaws and mistakes, they all feel so uncomfortable and bad, and I understand. But you're human, so you're gonna have flaws and you're gonna have mistakes. I could complain about the things that I don't have or the traits that I want, but I can't change about myself. But that's just the thing. I can't really change certain things about myself. And so it's better to just accept it the way it is. And we're all born to be unique. And trust me, the more that you start liking those unique features of yourself, the more confident you appear to be in yourself, the more people are going to respect you and also like you for who you are. And you don't even have to like yourself or love yourself. Like that's a pretty big step, and I wouldn't ever really it's hard to give advice about that cuz the only person who can teach you to love yourself is yourself. But you don't have to do that right away. It's just more, I think, just accepting where you are right now. There are possible changes that you want to make in your life and make for who you are, then absolutely go for that. Make a plan for it. But it's also okay to be who you are right now. I feel like I could keep going on with that, but maybe that's like a separate video thing. Yeah, back to insecurity. Insecurity is kind of evil when we listen to it, when we give in. We limit ourselves so much, and we could also unintentionally hurt other people as well. There are some people that you know, I couldn't have a relationship with or I couldn't be friends with because the insecurity was just getting too much in the way of just us existing as people together. And I'd highly recommend trying to figure out what that deep root thought is in your brain. It's not going to be something that's very surface level. Sometimes you have to really dig deep to find it, because I did not realize this about myself, the fact that I believe that people don't like me. Sometimes you have to start with one negative thought that you've had over the past few days from a negative experience, and then just dig deeper and find out what's really going on. And I believe that you can get through this. You can kick insecurity in the butt, make it go away. It doesn't like fully go away, I guess, but as long as you're more aware of it as well, that really helps. And there's other ways that you can combat it by believing in yourself and telling yourself that you are worthy and lovable. So thank you to all that tuned in today. I really wanted to make a video about insecurity because I feel like it's something recently I've been a lot better at overcoming, and hopefully it can help some other people too. Take care. Be kind to yourself. Goodbye.